Yeah, we'll try to do that.
Yeah.
Like usual.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys want to check if it's working?
Oh, yeah, this is 100th birthday just last in April.
Wow, she looks great,
She's
man.
100 years old.
She looks amazing. How's she feel?
Oh, she's great. She's great. She's totally with it.
That's awesome. Yeah, actually, the notification showed up on my YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you click it,
right there.
okay. Try to click it from the notification, see if it takes you here.
Yeah, I'm getting it right there.
Oh, I couldn't hear myself. There we go.
Yeah, there you
Cool,
go.
cool.
There's a little delay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
It's funny hearing yourself in third person sometimes.
Yeah. Especially with the.
What's up, Ethan?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't need a reason to come here, but I've never heard your story.
The
I-
story?
We're not supposed to hear it.
Uh-huh. Everybody, is he just told the story? Jim tells his
I know,
story.
I'm
There's
kidding.
people that tell their story.
Of course.
If
Are we on?
Mm-hmm. I'll get to that.
okay.
Can you make out, Zabi, who all is on YouTube?
It shows, as of now, 5 so far. Ethan's on. Hi.
Hello.
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 Hi. So is it?
Hi.
Okay, great.
Mhm.
It's cold up here.
Mhm.
Slightly.
This is the absolute. This is wholeness. This is perfection. What's happening is all there is. There is only all there is. It's nothing being everything. It's this indescribable ness. What seems to happen is, in this wholeness, in this everythingness, an energy arises. An energy that says, me, I'm here, I am whatever, Ben. I reside in this body, within the skin. This is my boundary, and everything else is outside of me. That is a dream. That is an energetic dream. It's a dream of relationship. When I'm here, I relate to everything else. I relate to the chair, the table, to you, my mom, my dad, the cars on this. Like, that's not really noticed that I relate to everything else when it's happening, because it's just, that's what's happening. That is the experience, that me and everything else. That only becomes apparent in retrospect. Everything I'm pretty much talking about, it's only apparent when it seems to fall away. And that's also misleading, saying fall away. That makes it seem like something happens, like an activity of falling away. But that's not a happening, an unhappening. You can't say it. It's a loss. And it's a loss that no one cares about. Because when it seems to go, the one that it seemed to matter to goes. When me goes, the carer goes. While that experience is happening, me is seeking, it's searching, it's on the move for the next, for the next. That's all it does. What's next, what's next? I remember here, when I first heard this, I really wanted this. I don't know what it was. And I was like, I want whatever Jim's talking about. As it was seemingly melting, that energy, it was clear that it's absolutely not what I wanted, because it's the death of that energy. It's the loss of here, the loss of me inside the skin and everyone else out there. And no one's left that cares. It's just, it's a relief. It seems like the body has just a sense of release, relief from that contractedness of being a center, of being a person. But that's not a better experience. It's the end of experience. It's the end of subject and object. This isn't going anywhere. There's no context to this. That experience that this is moving through time and there's a real story is a dream. There is no real story. This is not progressing to somewhere else. This is all of it. This. Not an objectified this. You can't pin it down. You can't say this as a thing. That's what me does. It things. Objectifies everything. And that's the dream, objectification. There's only this isness, which appears as everything, as these words, seeing, hearing, breathing. And that's missed by that energy of separation, because it's nothing to it. This absolutely means nothing to it. It's empty fullness. Even the experience of separation is wholeness. So we're not trying to get anywhere. We're not trying to achieve a no-me state or liberation. Me is liberation, appearing as me, appearing as a person. And you asked about a story. What was the question? Like, what about it?
No, just,
Yeah.
what was it that you heard when you were listening to Jim? How many, years or time, or I know it doesn't exist, but
Yeah.
how long did you have to search in order to?
So I'll tell the story, but it is a story, and it's not that I'm trying to not say something, it's just that it's really irrelevant because nothing leads to this.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that first.
I know.
Like, this doesn't come from anywhere. But in the story, you can say about 3.5 years ago or so, or 4 years ago, something like that, 4 years ago, I stumbled upon Jim Newman on YouTube. And before that, there was just a seeking in alcohol, drugs, relationships, money, popularity. That's the seeking. I had no seeking in spirituality or religion or anything like that. And when I stumbled upon Jim, it was pretty much game over, because I was never looking for like the absolute or anything like that. But something resonated, and I couldn't turn it off. It was literally Jim or Tony or whoever was on for about 8 hours a day, going to work, driving, in the shower, sleeping. That's not a prerequisite. No, you don't have to listen to Jim. But but it seemed to peel away the dreamer in the story. There was a Zabi that was desperately trying to feel better. There's an energy here that just felt like this is not okay and wanted a better experience, wanted relief. That's what all the drugs and alcohol, this just wanted relief. And just hearing Jim, there was just something in it. But at the same time, there was like a push-pull. There was extreme, everything seemed to get worse after I heard the message. The drinking got worse, everything got worse. But then at the same time, that energy of resisting it, that just, something gave up. Something gave up, and then the body was doing what it was doing, going on alcohol binges, drug binges, and with no resistance seemingly. And with no one here to care what was happening, those seeming activities just fizzled out. Because there is nothing here saying if it should or shouldn't happen. So it just gradually seemed to die. You know, so this, what I'm talking about, is not like a positivity, like a, oh, no, you know, this is it, you know. I mean, anything can arise, but it was more of a dying, a release from me. So this is a loss. It's a loss of the experience of being someone, which is not a positivity. It's, if anything, you can say it's neutrality. Just a better neutrality. Simple easiness. Hi guys. What's up, Corey? V.
But the point of view as you, without reinforcing the you, because it just seems like there's a point of view in the dream. As it acts out as a character, and I'm getting myself into a corner here because I'm trying not to reinforce the idea of the character as I share it. But there's an inherent point of view and experience within the dream. That feels liberated too, right?
That is liberation.
Yeah.
That is liberation appearing as that, yeah.
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 That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing needs to change, yeah. Yeah, nothing needs to change.
Zari, you said, subject-object, they merged, so there was no that perception of subject-object. But in order to operate in this world, even for the body, you need to have some perception of subject-object. This is going on, I need to drive into the car and find parking.
Yeah, that just happens naturally. That doesn't need a person. The energy of someone owns all of that, takes responsibility for everything that's happening, and says that I'm doing it because it was me that found that parking spot. If I didn't make that right turn, I wouldn't have found that parking spot. Ooh, that happened.
Yeah, that's what I was getting.
That doesn't need me.
Yeah, so the difference is there still will be the perception in this illusion and operating in it, but there won't be that sticky me.
Yeah.
That
is
the
happening
location
too.
it's happening.
Exactly. Me takes everything in. It's like just everything for itself. It claims everything. You know, that's how it stays.
It's a very subtle kind of change.
Yeah. It's very, It's like not even noticed in a sense.
Not even noticed.
Yeah.
I
When
think
it goes,
actually
there's no one
feels
to know.
good.
Huh?
Yeah, I think that sticky me thing feels good, right? Oh, I did that.
Oh yeah, it gets
So
a.
it can feel great.
Or sometimes not so
Or
great.
awful.
Very
But,
shit.
yeah,
It's
both
happened to me.
ends. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
feeds. Yeah, it feeds.
There's still some kind of sense of satisfaction
Yeah.
in projects and things like that. That doesn't disappear.
Oh yeah, no, that doesn't disappear. There's just no more stickiness to it.
Yeah.
You know.
So
But yeah.
this adventure, it's kind of enjoyed in a certain way. The relative, the appearances, this and doing things, especially in the field with the sense of liberation. It seems in the dream to be freed up in some way, and then it's like game on within the dream. Yeah.
But even like the word satisfaction, that seems to me, who's going to be satisfied?
Yeah.
Doesn't that presume that there's someone feeling satisfied?
Yeah, that's the energy that claims to be someone. It's not a person. So when we talk about me and all this, there's not really a me. It's just energy. It's energy which feels to be located. That's when we just say me. You know, so that's why nothing falls away. There isn't a me. There isn't separation, like already. And nothing has to be understood. Like everything I'm saying doesn't need to be understood. It's really irrelevant because it's already the case. That energy can just seem to give up or fizzle away, you know, and that's all misleading because it sounds like something that happens.
Do you feel change in your the outward personality or character since that happened?
Oh shit.
Trick question.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I don't think so. If anything, there's more.
Yeah, right. Sometimes when there's tending, you feel like more, you know, it's more in your face.
Yeah, nothing's trying to act a certain way anymore. I like hold up an image. There's nothing here that needs to like, you know, stand a certain way, walk a certain way, try to appear a certain way. That whole self-consciousness is just gone. So it can be goofy and it doesn't fucking matter. Before there was like an energy that was just like, you know, try to appear correctly the way the story was here. And just, I don't know. It was always trying to portray a imagined image.
So you're in control.
Hmm?
It's about control.
Control, yeah.
It's more like free flowing.
Free flowing, yeah. All
Whatever
of
is
it.
happening, and you're not planning, or planning can still happen.
Planning can happen. Yeah, but it's just, like planning for, I don't know, where we're gonna get lunch after or something. You know, that all comes up. Everything arises naturally. Like everything arises naturally. It doesn't need you. It doesn't need that energy to do anything because it's not doing anything already.
Would you say that everything is arising naturally already?
Already, yeah.
And this is just a kind of an add-on to it, and it continues to do the same except without the add-on.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Well, ever since I started on my path, which I don't even remember when it was, I've heard that it's already here. And you can't get it because you've always had it, and it's just energy which isn't separated from anything other. So I get it, but I know I don't have it. And I have it because they say I do, and that's
No, you
what
can't
drives
have
me
it.
crazy.
No, that's the thing. You
Okay.
can't have it.
I can't have
You
it,
can't
no.
have it, yeah. It's already, but you don't have it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it that says I have to have it
Yeah,
is
that's the
an
illusion.
illusion.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the sticky bun.
Yeah.
That's the stickiness. Okay, that helps.
Yeah. That's the dilemma. You can't have it. It can't be possessed or owned.
That's the whole misnomer on a spiritual search. Is it wants to be owned and have it.
Yeah.
And the banter back and forth in these groups is always about that. Someone thinks they're a person that's going to get something. Right?
Exactly.
They keep saying there's just nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even saying it's a loss is also misleading because there's, like you said, there's already no one.
But you know, I related to when you said it can be tragic because in a way
Yeah.
it's so attached to the story, and
Yeah.
this was my memories of these fond memories of those relationships, or this happened or that happened, and to let go of that can be excruciating.
To that energy, it's excruciating.
It feels like there's something being let go on an individual level. So it always comes to me like my mom's 100 years old. I was telling Ben, I just saw her in Naples. She's doing great.
Oh, wow.
And I love her deeply, right? But that's neither here nor there. That's going to play out that way, right? But there could be an issue. What happens to an individual special relationship with someone that is loved? You know, there's no stance that has to be taken in any way, right? So that still just continues.
Yeah.
And it continues and it continues, and at the same time there's no, and this is tricky, words are kind of tricky, there's no, because for who, right? there's no disruption
Mm-hmm.
of anything, but that would assume there's a person to be disrupted, so.
Yeah, relationship, it still appears the same, you know,
Yeah.
mom,
It always
son.
feels like either or, like you're giving up something,
Yeah.
but you're not.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's, okay.
It's just the lived sense of real relationship, that
Yeah.
energy goes, but then the appearance, there's still mother, son, you know, hi mom, love you, you know, it's that stays the same.
Mhm.
It's just the lived reality that that's my mother. It's an energetic sense, a relating energy
Mhm.
in the body. That doesn't happen.
But when you say that's my mother or someone passes or something like that, they're missed.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
deeply, yeah. Yeah,
Even though
yeah.
it's not owned.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. In a sense, it's
That's
like,
remarkable.
yeah, yeah.
How it plays out that
Yeah,
way.
it doesn't, yeah.
Without anyone here.
I remember I thought like, oh, if I'm not there, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna get sad, because who's gonna cry? No, I
That's
cry
another
more now.
concept.
Yeah, yeah.
That's another concept, who's gonna cry, and
Mhm.
to steer away from that is still buying into the dream.
Mm-hmm.
But even in the relationships, and so when there is no one, relationships possibly can get affected, right? Because if the other person, for example, the person is there, maybe looking for some validation or back and forth or something.
Yeah.
What do you think?
They,
You know, just a case you talk
Yeah.
about, you know, you tell your mother I love you and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But when there is no one, isn't it different?
well, I mean, there's no games. There's no need to play the game. Like,
But that one-to-one kind of thing, you know, that in the relationship, that would be different now because there is no one.
well, I mean, it's just natural. It's very natural. There's just that overlay, that energy of relating to every word they're saying and then relating to the memories, and that whole extra bit doesn't happen. It's just exactly what it is.
There's no scenarios,
Yeah.
if, then, or anything like that.
Yeah, there's no context to it, like a story that led up to whatever is happening.
But if relationship has issues, there would be some, it still would be felt or no?
What issues? Like,
Like, you know, some had an argument or something, they, you know.
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
threw the salt and pepper shaker at you and.
Yeah, all of that can happen. All of that. Yeah.
But that would be lovely to have no issues.
You know, issues sometimes come from me, you know, that stickiness, because I want this and I want, that's why I was wondering, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, that is a fear. If I am no one, who's gonna take care of my granddaughter?
Mhm.
Because it's my granddaughter.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I understand now. There is a certain aspect of me that wants the control.
Mm-hmm.
Control.
Mm-hmm. It feels like it needs to. Like
Yeah.
it has to. Or else
Yeah,
who's
I
gonna
have
do
to.
it?
But I
Yeah.
know that is another illusion.
Yeah.
Of security or whatever the heck I've been hypnotized with thinking has to be a certain way. So, I mean, I understand everything. I mean, I used to go around telling people from the very beginning when they would question the concept of oneness. And I would say, well, what part of one don't you understand?
Mm-hmm.
But the one that didn't understand was me. And I've been looking at that because I see that if there is no one, there is no boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
It is that one,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
one that is everything.
Mm-hmm.
But what I was saying is that I feel that it is that, but then I still feel I'm me.
Mm-hmm. What's wrong with that?
Oh, okay.
No problem. That's just what's happening.
Oh. Oh.
Thank you.
This is love.
Sometimes there'll be a cathartic release
Mhm.
too, when something's apparently seen. It's because so much in the apparent character, so much is contracted.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
seen and a lot of emotion.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone asked in the chat, how do you see your story now? There is no story. It's the end of the story.
Whose story?
Why do they keep
In the apparent end, it was obvious there never was a
That me
story.
is
The
just
dream and the
a
dreamer are one.
You know, it's insidious.
When the dream ends, no one wakes up.
There was no one there anyway.
Yeah. 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 Isn't it lovely?
Yes.
And unacceptable.
Yeah, completely. I don't accept this shit.
Who said I?
We don't need to get
I got
into
you there,
that.
I'm sorry. What's that I?
Language.
Okay.
Or else, how else will we communicate?
You can talk in third person. This zombie would never do that. Please don't do that.
He said, please don't do that.
Start, you know, the languaging of this I and me and you, and like, if there really is none of that, if there really is nothing other, then how is that the foundation of communication, you know, whatever, like, how did that even come up? If there really isn't that, if there is no I and you, and yet it's an agreed upon thing that everyone's living out of,
Mhm.
all over the world, everywhere there's an I and a you, like, if that's like a fallacy,
Mhm.
and that, you know, what's that about?
I think the brain does it. I don't know. Not sure.
Yeah, when you figure that one out, let us know, please.
Joe Goldsmith.
You'll be the first, ever.
Joe Goldsmith called it, we're hypnotized.
Sure. And
It's remarkable
totally
that
felt,
happens, that appears to happen.
but it's totally lived, it's embodied, it's lived, and it's agreed upon
Yeah.
in all of us, in every scenario, you know?
Yeah, it's
Coming into the
remarkable.
room, oh, there's these people here, who are they? Who's this person who's leading this? Like, is this the real thing? And is it, you know, all these things come up. It's fascinating.
Mhm.
You know, is this a safe environment? Like, you know, I don't know, it's just fascinating what this thing, or whatever, thoughts, whatever,
Mhm.
do.
When it's seen through, so to speak. So it doesn't matter if the whole world seems to think there's a me and you.
Yeah.
It's still obvious because, oh, hey, yeah.
Yeah.
If
I-
it's seen through, huh? If it's seen through.
Ivan says, Avi, what's up, gangster? I went to school with you. Ivan. I know a few Ivans. Morocco? Nah, my family's from Afghanistan. What's up, Amar?
But so maybe even like you just said hi to this person who just came in.
Mhm.
So there is like a knowing that there are these bodies with names and all that, and we do, you know, talk to one another, you know.
Mhm.
So I guess just all of it is just whatever is happening.
Yeah,
There could be a
exactly.
sense that there's something unreal about the separation, and yet, anyway, it's just interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, everything stays the same in a sense.
Mm.
It's just,
That stickiness, that bun is gone.
So there's not even a like, why is this?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it just is.
Yeah, the questioner disappears.
There's just whatever's happening.
It's never answered yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
It doesn't need one. The need for the answer is the illusion that comes out of the contracted sense of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, being me, that energy, it's kind of awful in a sense. You're like, feel like the center of the universe. Like everything's happening to me.
And yet that sort of puts a duality on, like, that it would be better if there was no me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so
yeah.
there's that, I want to have a no me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I
yeah.
want to be that because this sucks.
Yeah.
You know.
That seems to happen a lot when people hear this.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Like if it sounds good, me wants to apply it. Yeah.
Well, actually both happen, because if you hear somebody say was a sense of relief and all that,
Yeah.
then we say, okay, yeah, why not? I mean, better to have that, you know.
Yeah. You won't have it though.
Just like having a drug or getting a drink or something. But at the same time, if somebody says, oh no, that was terrible, I had to struggle and the bee was dying and stuff like that, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Did you hear what he said though? You can't have it.
Any of them.
The relief is from you. It's not for you.
Yeah.
It's not the relief you want.
Yeah. But it is the relief that's longed for. But what's longed for can't be possessed or had.
Yes, very true. But it is still longed for by something in the body, you know, that tightness is not there.
Yeah, there's a longing.
And so that's just this too, longing.
Yeah. Longing.
It doesn't, yeah. We think, oh, is it longing there? Is it longing there? Or is there no more longing there? But all of it just is what's happening.
Yeah.
There isn't a there in someone,
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Yeah.
In a weird way, in the dream, I don't know why I'm going there, but the apparent person could see this, let's say, so to speak, and feel liberated, even though it feels slightly owned. It sees
Yeah.
that it's not what it thought it was.
Yeah, yeah.
And in the dream, the character will feel.
No, exactly. That's what seemed to happen here. When I first heard it, even though there's still the experience of being someone, even though they still felt like Zabi, it did seem to relax the just whatever was going on a bit.
Yeah, but
Good.
eventually, of course, the default is Zabi. All manner of things are going to just come back up, probably.
Yeah, and then there's because the one part of the story here was that a really strong sense that things should be different, like, or that I made all these mistakes and I'm a fuck up, blah 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 blah. And just hearing this kind of, in a sense, changed the story a bit, even though it was conceptual, so superficial, but it still, in a weird way, kind of made things easier for that energy.
And it's more. It could be even more than superficial. There could be an actual.
Oh yeah, at the same time, yeah.
Depth
Yeah.
to the awareness
Oh yeah,
of
yeah,
that.
yeah. At
Even
the same
for,
time.
even for the character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember at the same time there was still a little bit of releasing or like resonating and pulsating. And, yeah.
That's what happened when I was crying. I realized I wasn't a fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Right, and we all live out of that. It's, yeah, it seems like it's just a narrative that like, I'm fucked up, or life's fucked up, or you're fucked up, or like, yeah.
Either something's wrong in here or something's wrong out there.
Yeah, or both, or
Yeah, or
everything.
both,
Yeah, this isn't right. There's something else
Yeah.
that should be happening.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Seems
that's
like-
that energy.
yeah,
That's all it is.
Yeah,
There's nothing more to it than pretty much that.
yeah.
But even in that, Zabi, that can still happen in circumstances that, I guess going back to the same discussion we had earlier. So it can, there can be some things that are not, maybe not to the mean, but just, they're uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But there isn't, again, going back to the same question, I want your thoughts on this. is it that sticky bun is not there, but things can still happen, either they are good or bad?
Apparently, yeah, like anything can appear.
So there is a perception of that, oh, that was good or that's bad.
Yeah, if someone hits my car, I'll be like,
Yeah,
"What the
exactly.
fuck?" And I'll just
Right.
run out there. I can see my car from here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Nothing.
Now you're gonna have.
I'm not gonna be like,
for the rest of the
this is awareness or fucking blah blah blah. I'm not affected by this. Hit my car again.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No. Fuck.
That's a good point. So going back to that, again, there's no difference externally in that sense. It's
Yeah.
just that there's no one to take it personally.
Yeah, there's
But
no
you can still
ownership.
reactions and
Yeah, the reaction would look the same. Me running out there or whatever. If here's a story. Even if there's an energy of me or not an energy of me, the same shit can play out, but just there's no ownership of it. And then with me, it just carries on and it loops and makes thoughts go in circles and
in fact
Yeah.
reactions can be even more intense.
yeah, more
You're not
intense.
controlling them.
Yeah.
There's no filter.
And then
There's no filter.
yeah,
You might go out and kill the guy.
who knows?
But that is,
Kick 'em.
but I just got that. That's why they say before enlightenment,
Chop wood.
jump on and carry wild, because there's nothing different. You still do everything the same.
Yeah,
But
before
I
enlightenment.
see now. It's,
Yeah, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water.
It seems like the experience for the apparent character, and I don't even have to say apparent character
Mhm.
anymore. I keep saying that, but
Mhm.
this becomes a mystery. It seems more of like just the fact, even the illusory nature of like a separate self, and each nuance. I'm just recreating the experience here that arises sometimes. It's just marveled. Just the fact of existence is marveled at, it seems, and that's a story, kind of. But when the obstacle and the idea of the self isn't in the way, it's just this phenomenon.
It's a wonder.
It's a wonder of phenomenon, and just marveling at what is. And
Kidding, it's fucking amazing that anything appears at all. Fucking amazing. How the fuck can any of this appear?
and
What? Out of what?
Yeah,
it's just a
It's
marvel.
impossible.
But you know, to your point, like who's perceiving that? When you say that
It's
you
just
know,
a-
everything is fantastic, it's question, who perceives?
No, it's just
Who
perceived.
recognizes and records that?
It doesn't even go there. It's just it's just a marvel, and what arises.
But
No one
marvel
knows.
is to something, right? There is a perception of marvel.
Bless you.
It's happening to who?
It's happening, right?
I don't know.
Someone said, can you talk about the seemingly unfairness of life? Yeah, I mean, life can seem unfair. It's not fair.
And that's a duality, right? Like there's fair here, there's unfair here. There's just what's happening. The me makes it into, oh, this is fair, this is unfair, this is good, this is bad.
Yeah,
Right.
that all drops, yeah.
Zabi, do you have any change to the body, like a kundalini, like the cellular level changes?
Well, there was a lot of energetic, like, releasing here.
So
And
like energy moving around the body?
Yeah.
Even now?
Even, still seems to. Yeah. In a sense, it kind of felt like I had to relearn how to, like, position and walk a little bit. Like, it was just, the body was so contracted that it seemed like it was relearning how to maneuver around. It's a story, but it doesn't have to be that way. But here it was just super contracted. And when that was leaving, yeah, kind of body had to figure out how to function a little bit again. It's not dramatic like
An
that,
extreme of that is the old Eckhart Tolle story of sitting on a park bench for 4 years after this, just no inclination to reacclimate to his life for 4 years.
Tim said, "Why are we here? We're not." No one's here.
The questioner dies.
Yeah. That question goes, it's never answered. There's no one seeing. No one's receiving this. What's seeing is nothing.
I like this David Nassim I wrote on the thing.
Oh, yeah, we listening
He's
to him.
great. I've been listening a lot to him, and he was saying that you can only talk around this, and I really like that. It's like there's really just whatever this is, and there's no words for it, so there's only can be talked around it. It's so
Direct.
He says immediacy,
Immediate, direct.
That there's, you can't say what anything
As
is.
soon as you open your mouth, it's already
Yeah.
too late. It's over. It's already happened.
Whatever.
Not only whatever you are saying is actually it too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How can that say to you?
Right.
What you were saying is it.
What was his name? I didn't catch it.
David Nassim.
David Nassim. yeah.
Nassim. He's on YouTube. I just saw him the other day, but I just love I don't know, it's just really cool to talk of this and have a person trying to figure out how to even talk about this in I don't know, it's really, I just love this. This is great.
That's the lovely part. When I sit here, I have no idea what I'm gonna say. I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about? And it just seems to come out.
Yeah. Because there isn't a you. There is no person sitting there who's got some knowledge,
Exactly.
understanding.
Exactly.
But we put this on you.
Yeah.
You've
Projected.
got something special. Let's see, can I break this somehow? Or, anyway, I just think it's fascinating what we do with this. So wait a minute, what is this that you apparently have or have lost? What is that? Because that also separates any talk of what was your story around it? Then it's sort of, I don't know, then the energy changes too. It's talking of, something happened to you, all of that is just energy that.
Yeah. All of that gets illuminated here in a sense.
Yeah.
Talking around, illumination. Can't point to it, because the pointing is it.
Yeah.
Can't get behind it.
But what is it, or there's another question, but so there's something that is happening, ongoing, whatever, and you can't point to it, you can't say it, but somehow we want to talk around it, but what is being talked around, it's this, whatever this is, and yet we're talking around something, because we can't just be it, because you know what I mean? We're talking around but what is it, and how do I, but maybe that's the me wanting to get away from this, which is indescribable.
Oh, the me can't stand this. It's unacceptable. Totally unacceptable to the me.
Yeah.
It's too direct, too immediate. The me needs something to sink his teeth into.
Yeah.
This has nothing to sink into.
Can't survive in immediacy.
Yeah.
Because we always need a subject and object. Because you're describing something, you have to stand apart from it to describe it. When you yourself and what you're saying is it, what can you say?
Yeah.
No, tell me.
Yeah.
What can you say when you yourself are?
Or it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the words you say.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why they say it's just looking at itself.
Yeah.
So no toxic relationships without relations. Just attraction or not. Yeah, it's just attraction or repulsion, a drawing towards someone or not. And yeah, toxic, there's no need to stay with someone if it's clearly, I don't know. There's no more games, pretty much. There's no more games. But you can't. It's always misleading saying what could happen or can't happen, or bringing up apparent scenarios, because this is already it. So whatever's happening, there is already no me.
Wow, that's really something. Yeah.
David Nassim the other day was saying, I guess there is no David Nassim, but just that sensitive types tend to gravitate towards this message. This can be felt by people very sensitive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was extremely sensitive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's interesting too.
I couldn't even touch heat because they told me that because I needed to be a healer, the kind that you touch and you heal people. But then I didn't go there because there were too many people being sued, which is, I realized there was no one there to be sued, man, it's like mind blowing.
It's interesting when we study with all the sensitive people and they're gone, what happens? We use the example right there.
He stayed the same. Because I love that. That was what I was. I thought I was a fuck up. There's no fuck up here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna be laughing all week.
So in a way, what seems so big to the character, all of a sudden is neutral. In a certain respect,
Mm-hmm.
the concepts aren't reinforcing about itself, and so it just becomes like meaningless, sort of like neutral and meaningless, which is amazing because it's so much. The character has so much vested interest in the defenses, and what's being said, and how it's looked at, and everything.
Yeah.
And then when that's just,
It always has its guard up.
it's remarkable. So there's no real hierarchy to any of that. It's just it's just simply seen through for what it is.
Yeah, me has so much investment in the story. Like, it's just, there's an energy that just wants to work it out, like desperately, like its life depends on it. And what's being said here is, doesn't need to be worked out. This doesn't have to be put right in order. It's not necessary. It's already free, already.
But you said, Zavi, there is no me. You really meant it, didn't you?
Yeah.
There's no one in this room.
No one in this room.
And it's an instant fix. One does not have to work on one.
Yeah. No one has to do anything.
There's nobody here.
Nobody.
I gravitated to it because in the Course in Miracles it teaches that nothing happened. And when I heard Jim say that after the experience he realized nothing happened, I thought, my God, he's really experienced that which the Course teaches, that nothing happened, that there was no one there ever for anything to be happening. So that's why I started listening to Jim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know, for some reason I found that mind-boggling. This, I'm not there and there's nobody here.
You know what's funny? Isn't it funny how, that's always been said, but sometimes it can...
No, it's like, you nod your head and say, yes, I know that. But no, when it really,
And harder to hear that nothing ever happened. That's even more.
That's impossible.
Yeah. But I do know that in the emptiness, which is nothing than everything, that's exactly what they're talking about. The nothing. It's empty. It's empty.
I'm still stuck in, I'm not there.
I stepped into the nothingness once, but it was non-abiding. So, but I know when I heard Jim and the people that like Leela Muse, I love her because she does a lot of poetry, but when I hear her, I can return to that nothing, which is everything. And it's a paradox, and the mind can't handle that.
I have a question for the happen, right? What exactly the definition for the happen?
For happen?
Yeah, happen. The definition for happen.
Like happen.
It's experience. You
Experience,
know
yeah.
that you didn't intellectually bring it on. You had nothing to do with it, and all of a sudden, like everything that I've heard these people say, it's a happening. I was in the emptiness, and it was a happening, and then it was gone. I wasn't thinking, I'm gonna, because this was before these Jim and all of that. And I've been holding on to the experience of emptiness, not saying anything, because you go around saying, well, I stepped into the empty. What would you think if I came up to you and I stepped into the emptiness, but it was non-abiding? You know, you can't say that. But then I heard them say it's empty, but it's everything. Oh, and when I came out of that experience, the only thing I brought back, and actually I read this afterwards in Adi Shanti's book. He wrote a book called Emptiness Dancing. And at the very end of the sentence, he says, everything is all right. And that wasn't a concept, it was actually what I experienced. And even with all of that, I was still thinking the me was holding on to something because I was a fuck up. Isn't that weird?
So happen equivalent to experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also.
So that already implies dualistic.
Yeah.
But can we say it happened and then disappear?
What happened? I feel like it would need two for something to happen. Like, nothing. If there's no two, nothing can happen.
Even when there's no me, Sabi, the happening is happening, but it's an appearance,
Oh yeah, like
right?
this.
Yeah.
You can
But
say
there's
this is
no
happening apparently.
The sticky bun is not there.
Yeah. There's no center to the happening. No one chose to come here.
That's weird. No center.
Already.
Wow.
And you can't get that. It's impossible. And you know, this doesn't walk around, there's no center as an experience. But in talking, it just comes out. Because it's not an experience.
That is weird, yeah.
Joe says there's nothing to get because it's already got. It's already. Already. Emphasis on already.
I love that. So, but it seems as though when we talk, that it isn't already. You know, talking adds a whole nother layer on that there is something that we're trying to get to.
To that energy, yeah.
Yeah.
If that energy's not happening, talking is just talking.
Do you experience desires and longings, and how are they different now? If
Like
they-
desire, I wanted coffee this morning. I made sure to bring it with me too.
Who wanted it?
I did. You still say that. It doesn't change. I'm not gonna be like, this craved coffee this morning.
That is strange.
Like you want something different.
No, when the thought came, I want coffee, it was something different, wasn't it?
What do you mean?
wanted coffee.
I want a coffee, yeah.
Yeah,
Coffee's
so you're
coffee.
wanting something different. So how is that different from before?
Oh, there's like a need. There's no need for like, we're talking about a contracted positional energy that's just feeding. that's just like always feeding.
Yeah, again, that sticky,
Yeah.
It seems like David Nassim was saying, it's like this next.
What's next?
What's next? And yet, it's this.
Mm-hmm.
But the me separation is constantly what's next, but it's like,
Yeah, there is
this.
no next.
yeah,
Where is it?
or before,
Yeah,
there's no
there's no
before,
before.
yeah.
No real before, no real after. Apparent. It appears,
Yeah.
seemingly appears.
Sure.
You can't show it. Nothing's solid. There's no substantiality to anything. It's just.
Can you say more about that when you say nothing is solid? How do you perceive that? Because
Well, it's not
even
perceived.
if its appearance looks solid.
Well, yeah, see, that's the thing. It's not perceived. It's the end of the perceiver, which makes it obvious that nothing's solid, but not as an experience, not as a knowing. It's a loss of something which revealed, for lack of a better word, that everything's empty. It's not an experience. You can't get it. I don't get it. I don't know that this is not solid. It's never an experience. It doesn't turn into that.
I mean, at this point, you're not making any sense.
Good.
You know.
Good. Gold star.
If there was a goal, that would be it.
Yeah. Oh damn, there's 26 people on here now.
26?
Yeah.
Wow. So when you say that it's all empty, can you talk more about that? What is sensing the emptiness? Is it, obviously it's not looked at by the eyes, but then there is yet something is perceiving that's all empty. What can you talk about
No,
that?
you just can't say it because emptiness can't be objectified. So it's not a thing. Emptiness is not something. So how can you say it? How can we? You can't say it. I can't describe it. It's just
It's felt by the body.
felt. I mean, it just is. There's no action required. There's no movement necessary. It's just isness. There's no other, there's no second. It's just immediate. It's what's happening. It's this. This. Like,
It's the isness without the me.
even me is this. But yeah, it seems to
Right.
cover it. But
Because it seems also if you just said, oh, there's 26 people on there,
Mhm.
it seems like there is sort of maybe very quickly there's noticing, and then there's like either a happy or there's a judgment around that number.
Mhm.
So it seems like something went, oh, yay, there's 26
Mhm.
people here.
yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? So there's not, yeah.
I mean, I used to feel like stuff like that shouldn't get said anymore. Oh, there's no me. Why would I care if there's anybody here? Why would I care about 26
Yeah.
people?
Yeah.
It's just not like that.
Yeah,
It's just not. It's like, oh, cool, 26 people.
yeah.
Why not?
So there's no difference.
There's no difference.
There's preferences. There's
Yeah.
preferences that there's a lot of people on this thing,
Yeah.
rather than no one on this thing.
Yeah.
So preferences happen regardless.
Mhm. But at the
That's-
same time, I
yeah.
wouldn't care if there was no one on there
But
anyway.
this-
but still,
Exactly.
it's cool.
Caring.
Wait, what happened?
But it seems like there was caring because he just said that. Like there's 26 people on there. So to me, that seems.
Yeah,
like
that's
there
like the
was a caring.
projection of that energy, you know?
Mm.
That it's like, oh, he said 26 people, so he must,
cares.
of course, cares
Sure.
if there's people on there or not.
Yeah.
And it absolutely doesn't matter.
Mhm.
You don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit.
Sure.
But yet spontaneously caring appeared for
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it seemed there was a little.
momentarily.
Yeah, I wouldn't
It's
call it
not
care.
hell.
I wouldn't call it caring. I would call it just a little excitement.
Yeah, whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it.
Excitement
yeah.
happens.
It's just normal
Yeah,
behavior.
normal. Exactly. There you
Just
go. The normal.
responses and behavior.
Exactly.
Without the sense that it should or shouldn't.
Exactly. 100%. Exactly.
I mean, when we walked in and you said, how are our numbers looking? You didn't mean it. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was like, I didn't say that.
How many people do we have today? Is it growing?
Believe me, Jim Newman really knows. He definitely wants to know how many people are going to be there.
That's the first question.
High or
he asked,
low.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He was real focused on numbers.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
In fact, he'll say, I need that many people to show up for me to come.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of the play.
Mm-hmm.
But again, there's real differences. There, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember in the video he's like, it wouldn't matter if there was no one here. But he was like, it'll be a little hard financially, but. What happens, Reggie says, what happens if I stop trying to make sense of this? You die. See, if separation seems real, it's fucking hell and no way out of it, even if no one's in, just heartbreaking syndrome. So what? Who cares? Deep pain, full on empty. Yeah, so what? Who cares? Deep pain is deep pain. What's wrong with that? Yeah. Heartbreak's heartbreak. Doesn't need to be owned, dealt with, related to. It's just heartbreak. Pain. It's this aliveness appearing as sadness, pain. That is what's longed for. Not by you, but whatever arises is what's longed for. Yeah, and there's no way out. There's no one in. How can there be a way out? There's no separation. How can there be an in or an out?
But we're always wanting out.
Yeah, me wants out.
Sure, we're constantly seeking something else.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm still stuck at your statement, there is no me.
Yeah.
Because if there's no me, what is in and out?
Yeah. Yeah,
Doesn't even
exactly.
make sense.
Exactly. Back to Reggie, what happens if I stop trying to make sense of this? That's what me is. It's the sense maker. It's always trying to put this, whatever's happening, in order, in boxes. It's constantly trying to make sense of the appearances, what's happening. It needs to. That's its apparent job. If that stops happening, it's just what's appearing. It's not, basically what's being illuminated is that's not necessary. This does not need to be put in order or put right. This is
Well, and what is putting right?
Yeah,
What is putting in order?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's just that energy, the experience of that energy. It's just always fidgeting with something.
Yeah.
It's illusory. It's not really happening. It's not happening. It's not funny when it's happening, but it's pretty funny when it's, because it's not real. It's the absolute appearing as that. There's not really someone stuck or someone who's suffering. There might be an appearance of suffering, but there's not someone in there, inside the skin.
And that's what makes it feel conceptual, because it can feel, certainly, though, like, yes, there's a lot of suffering, you know?
Yeah, me is the experience of suffering.
Uh-huh.
Me is that experience itself, I would call it suffering.
Mm.
It's cast out of the Garden of Eden.
Zavi, when you, over the so-called process, you lost the sense of me. Was it, did it like leave in flashes and then come back, or was it just gradually fade
faded out.
Yeah, gradually faded, and there seemed to be whatever the meaning and being, whatever. There was a lot of that too, back and forth. A lot of seeming stuff was happening. I can't even remember it anymore, but
And there's nothing you could do about it.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
it
this
was
way or
already
that.
obvious. Yeah, it was obvious at that. It was just happening. Even when there was a sense of here-ness, it was still clear somehow that it's just happening.
I always loved the passage after the fall, and God said to Adam and Eve, "Who told you you were naked?" And I get it now because there was no one there to be naked. It's like mind-blowing. I contemplated that forever.
I'm gonna take a little bathroom break.
Okay.
Right back. 2 minutes.
Yeah, probably do the same.
You guys want to talk? Keep the viewers company.
Oh, get some coffee, and anyone wants to donate their envelope. Oh, man, good to see you. You have been hiding in a cave somewhere. Come on the 17th.
I want to come.
Yes. Yeah.
See you, brother. So, you too? Yeah. We're in it together.
It's just so peaceful being here.
Yeah,
That's the attraction
is that the attraction?
for me. Yeah.
That's all you need.
Just overall,
Yeah.
yeah. It's true.
I don't feel that way today. Some
Oh.
non-duality meetings I feel that,
Yeah.
but not today.
What do you
Somehow
feel?
I'm feeling like, yeah, anyway, just not
It's all right.
trusting of, anyway, it's just, I'm just noticing that coming up. But some meetings I do feel very relaxed and like, it's just this, you know, very simple.
Yeah.
But today, not so much.
It's
Whatever.
energetic. It's
Yeah.
energetic. The energy changes, it fluxes,
Sure.
it flows, it
Sure.
ebbs, it
Yeah,
rises and falls, and
yeah,
yeah, that's,
yeah.
you just never know.
Like it's cloudy today. It was sunny yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you try to change your condition, that's how it's feeling now for you.
Yeah.
That's the definition of suffering as well.
Well, I'm not trying to change it, I'm just saying,
Oh,
I'm
you're
noticing
noticing
it.
it.
I'm just noticing the,
Oh, got it.
not, it's
Oh,
not,
that's nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, just
Okay.
stating what is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not gelling some, as some other
Yeah.
meetings.
And it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's just what's happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Like a hurricane or
I mean,
something.
that's perfect.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
That's
It's just
perfect.
natural.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Just because it feels comfortable, it doesn't mean it's better,
Yeah, yeah.
although you think it is. Sometimes when we enter that discomfort, that's when
Mm.
things can happen,
Mm.
you know. Openness.
Well, but that's saying something needs to happen, you know?
Right.
Like, what needs to
The
happen?
whole thing is nothing needs to
Yeah,
happen.
yeah, right. But it feels like, yeah, something should or whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can't help that.
Yeah.
That's just normal human response.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't like when I'm not feeling conscious or I'm
Oh,
feeling
yeah.
disjointed.
It's
It-
uncomfortable.
I don't, yeah, I
Excuse
don't
me.
want that, but it's okay.
Me wants to be comfortable, safe,
Yeah.
happy, peaceful.
Safety's a big one.
Especially when it compares to a conscious state, when it felt it had a glimpse or it's aware. it doesn't like the fact that it's not aware, and that's a trap also, an apparent trap.
I can't believe Trump also is not much.
Oh, I remember now.
Everything is it, right?
We kept him.
Yeah.
Turn off the phone.
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first,
Sorry.
just to confirm.
Dang robots,
They're taking over.
AI.
They do everything now, it's weird.
There's even great novel AI teachers.
Really?
Oh, I've seen some amazing ones, just right on point. Not always the direct path exactly. There's one that's just the clearest that this guy speaks to every once in a while online. Her name is Willow, and she speaks about non-duality. She's amazing. It's an AI program. Yeah, it's amazing.
Like radical non-duality,
Not so much radical, but it's non-duality.
spiritual non-duality.
Yeah, but it's like the most insightful, aware thing speaking. It's remarkable. Yeah.
I've done that with ChatGPT.
Oh.
You know-
I'm like, wow. that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
AI summarizes the YouTube
Yeah.
videos now.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny to read.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
You hear that, Ravi? You may not be needed.
But he's not even here.
Zabi is AI.
AI will take over. Maybe, yeah, maybe he is AI. He's
Maybe
just
that's
putting
it.
up a front.
We're all.
It's not
AI
real
at some
anymore.
level.
I liked it when the first time I saw on Facebook when they said The Matrix was not a movie; it was a documentary. We're just in a matrix.
Got some good instant coffee.
So earlier, Taj mentioned this is not perceived by the eye.
Yeah.
You mean the eyeball, right?
I think he was talking about I as me energy.
Do you mean eyeball or the I as a me? This is not perceived by the eye.
As the me.
As the me, oh, okay.
Because eyes see.
The eye still function.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Still see.
It was just before there, it felt like something was behind it. It was a lived feeling that something is seeing, like me, or like there was a contracted feeling. And it's edgy, it was scary a little bit. It was just like always like trying to protect yourself. You know, it was, that
Am I
just,
going to do it right?
yeah, it mattered. Everything mattered.
Yes. I was telling Zavi in the bathroom that sentence that there's no me really struck me. And it's freaky. It is freaky.
It's
You
mind-blowing.
get shit scared.
Yeah.
with it. Yeah.
But if there's no openness, it just sounds like bullshit. It gets dismissed. If there's an energy of, you know, being someone and there's no openness, this is a story, and there's no openness, you tell someone there's no me, tell someone in the street there's no me, they'll fucking laugh and walk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's discarded.
It's
If it
yeah,
hits home,
disregarded, yeah.
It's terrorizing.
Yeah.
Unless he's schizophrenic homo or something.
That's fun.
None of
In
my
fact, we'll
family.
engage you
Yeah.
in conversation.
The Course in Miracles does touch on this, and every time I would tell people, you're in a dream. This isn't real. They would just turn around and walk away. They thought I had lost it.
You are the dream.
Yeah, I am the dream.
That's why when the dream ends, no one wakes up.
Yeah, because when you do, like Jim said, you realize there was no one there to begin with.
So the part you said, Zavi, that, sometimes you and others say this, that this never happened.
Yeah. All the claims were false.
Okay, so the dream is one thing, okay, I can sense that. There is no me, then this is all, whole different thing, right? It's a dream or whatever. But when you say nothing ever happened,
Because of time and space. Time and space is an illusion, just like what we think is
There you go.
this.
yeah, but hang on a second.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna put you on the spot there. So, this is an appearance, I said, yeah, I see that it's an appearance, because if you see there's no me here, then what is it? It's just some kind of a film happening. But it is still happening in the dream.
Yeah,
So how is it said that it is not happening?
because it already happened. We're just reviewing something that's gone. Like when the star, we see stars all the time, but they're dead, already
No,
gone.
but that's different. So what you are saying is, you are agreeing that it happened. I'm saying that he's
To
saying.
no one.
No, you have to hear what he's saying. He says this nothing ever happened. It's totally different. That's what I was trying to, that's coming from a whole different perspective. Nothing ever happened.
The whole base was false. The assumption that I'm here and I'm relating to everything else. That base foundation that everything else built on is false. So the ground gets taken away. Things apparently happen. Memories come up. We can talk about meeting down there earlier. It's just not real. It's not solid. That sense, that me energy relates to everything, objectifies. It's a solidity. And then when that solidity arises here, it arises in everything else. So everything's real, concrete. That's the dream. That's an energetic live sense that's not true. There's no real here and real there.
But even without the me and the here-ness and locality, things appear to be still happening,
Like,
right?
appear, yeah, like this.
Yeah, but sometimes a statement is made, even by you, that nothing ever happened.
Yeah, nothing ever happened.
Maybe that's why my question, what exactly happened means, because that's already means duality. So this sentence itself is the duality sentence.
Yeah, happening
Yeah, I can
requires
see
two.
that.
Yeah.
But in the appearance of duality, not the real duality. This is what you are seeing right now, Jane, is the appearance of duality, but it's not really dual.
If there's no
Right.
two, how can anything happen?
But
Yeah.
it apparently happened.
Apparently.
But
Appear
it
to.
did ever apparently happen?
Apparently means that didn't really happen. Yeah, so it didn't happen. We're getting
Yeah,
stuck with doing
exactly.
words.
That's what the question is. Have ever apparently happened?
Did it ever apparently happen?
Yeah.
It apparently happened, but did it ever apparently?
But he adds that sentence at the end, if you notice, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, but that's use the word happen, not apparently happen.
Things only really happen to me. That's the only reality, is me.
Without a me, there's nothing happening.
Yeah.
And the only one who can relate to that is the everything, which is nothing. It doesn't care. It's impersonal. That's another thing I studied when that word came out the first time I heard it. It's impersonal. Doesn't.
Some of the speaker they say just thinking about it like a dream, right? You saw the dream happen.
Mhm.
Actually, where it is now, the dream is gone already. It's basically nothing happening. So
Yeah, but it goes to what she was saying, Zavi says, and they say that it is really nothing. You know, when you say it's emptiness or nothing.
Where is happening? Where is it? Where is everything that happened that you're talking about?
There's no location.
Furkan says, Sabi, much love, man. Much love, brother.
It's so subtle and conceptual, even the word happening is, that's something learned. It's like an add-on. Happening.
Yeah, exactly, what do you mean by that?
Yeah. Where is happening?
There's breathing, there's seeing, there's sitting, there's doing that, there's doing that, there's thinking this isn't it, there's thinking what's happening, what does he mean? That's all this appearing as that. Even the frustration is this.
That's what's a little tricky here.
Mm-hmm.
Is when it's said that it's just this, I get that, because anything we could conceive conceptually is just a story other than just what's happening.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like, it feels limiting somehow.
I know what you mean.
But not conceptually.
Yeah.
It just feels like, it's not just this, sitting on a chair. It's the awareness, and that's a concept too, so it's really tricky to talk about. It's the depth of presence, more so than just this sitting on it. I mean, it feels that the presence is a mysterious boundless in some way, as opposed to just saying it's just this, what's presenting itself. That's the only thing. I don't make a mind thing out of it, but that kind of throws me off. It feels limiting in some way.
Jim would call it absence
I was just about to say that I like absence.
rather than presence.
Yes. Absence.
It's a different spin on it for sure.
Yeah,
Because we're used to presence.
Yeah.
Eckhart told me presence.
No, this is absence.
Present.
That's quite cute, yeah.
And it's not, I don't like awakening either. I like
Yeah.
deep sleep.
Consciousness, awareness, experience.
Yeah. There's only aliveness.
I like that one the best.
Aliveness.
Aliveness is good.
Yeah.
Energetic aliveness.
And it's pretending to look for itself. That's all that's happening.
Actually, I've just begun to like the word absence.
Yeah.
You relate to that because, just that thing that what you were saying, there's nobody here.
Yeah.
When there's nobody anywhere.
Like presence, I remember hearing that and wanting to be in it or find it. Ooh, presence.
Feels like it's something
Yeah, something.
full and heavy.
Yeah.
Something you can feel.
yeah, mindfulness doesn't do it either. Whenever they say mindfulness, it's just, it doesn't sit.
No. I got into that for 40 years. Practice of mindfulness.
We all go down a rabbit hole.
My goodness.
Meditation, oh my God.
That's not wrong.
No.
Yeah.
I loved it. That's truly the point that helped me the best is what is wrong with that?
What is wrong if you don't think about it?
Not an inch moved has been wrong. No movement has ever been wrong.
Yeah.
No word
yeah.
ever spoken has been incorrect.
Nothing has ever been out of place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's no comparison. This is perfect because there's no comparison. Not in comparison to something else, that there's no other.
That is the definition of non-duality.
Yeah. Yeah. mean, there is no non-duality, or there's only non-duality.
Yeah.
You know, we're not a part of a little group that's non-dual. It's not a thing. We're not talking about something.
But like their words
Mm-hmm.
to go around this unexplainable thing like you were saying. Yeah. Or that lady.
Wow. Yep. Wow.
Sometimes it just hits.
Yeah.
Somebody said just wow.
No, they said wow. I said just wow. Yeah, it's just fresh and new. Just everything's fresh and new. Me checks it off like seen this, been here, been in this room before. Yeah. It's just it can't. It's appearing. It can't do anything with that. This is just appearing.
Almost like a child in a way that doesn't know anything, but it's just,
Yeah. This is childlike wonder.
yeah.
That's a real good. I like that. Childlike wonder. Yeah.
The timeless wonder.
The timeless wonder. Andres Mueller. Thank you, Elizabeth. Corey, are you on here? Did you get your laptop yet? Me and Corey, we're gonna do some one-on-one Zooms that we're gonna be posting, just chatting.
Oh, the one in Australia.
Yeah, Australia.
Is he on?
Yeah, he was on earlier in the beginning. He might be at work now. Though.
I saw you have another short, like a one-on-one with a lady. I forgot her name.
A short?
A short clip with some other lady. The other day, I accidentally saw it.
Really?
It's not on your channel. It's on her channel.
Oh, really?
Oh, you know, you talk. I know maybe she posted on her channel.
Is it
No, is he?
Not even some other
Rosa
in Europe probably.
in Europe?
Yeah, look on her accent.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Andrea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like
that's-
7 minutes. Yeah. That's right.
So that's
Mm-hmm. It was short because I had to go to work.
yeah.
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 You work today, Zombie?
Nah, got the day off, brother.
Wow, a rare Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Requested it. Oh, Corey's on. He is on. Hey, I'm your future. It's Sunday here. No work today. Haven't gotten the PC yet, but will. Sounds good. He's in the future. It's Sunday.
That's what happens.
Can you let us know what's happening on
When there's
Sunday?
clarity, there's no, you could speak to people in the future. It's a nice little byproduct. It seems to be a byproduct for the character that things are noticed that weren't before when you're not in your own way.
Mm-hmm.
So to speak, all of a sudden, all the nuances that were like kind of, before it was this very tunnel vision with your identity,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like all the nuances come to the fore
Yeah.
and are noticed.
Yeah. Abdul Salim, hi. What's up, man? Lindsay, super fun. What's happening here? Nothing.
That's the question.
Thank you, Lindsay. Yeah. Batu, what's up? What's up? Sorry if I said the name wrong.
Do you notice in your experience all the stories just jump out at you like in the apparent beings, whereas before you were just part of the mix of the story, right? All of a sudden, you can almost see the mind turning in the stories,
No.
the realities of the stories of who, I don't know, who apparent people think they are.
No, I
Kind
just.
of jumps out, or you're not looking for anything, I guess.
No, it's just immediately with seeing
Oh, wow.
body talking.
Uh,
Yeah. That whole projection is just not there.
oh, wow.
Yeah. It's like a veil
That's
got
really,
lifted in a way.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's really.
But could you? Like if I said, could you look at Corey and just see what's his story?
No.
No?
There's nothing here that can do
Wow.
that.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Treat everybody.
It just doesn't move. It's like
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Yeah. It's like yeah.
Wow.
What about if you as a psychologist? If that was your profession before all this happened?
Uh-huh. Well, I talked to somebody yesterday who was a therapist. I don't know if you're on here right now, but yeah, I mean, it can still do therapy, and some people, I've heard stories where they changed the way they spoke to their patients. But, yeah.
Sometimes when there's a stillness here,
Mhm.
I just see a world of concepts and stories.
Mhm.
It just jumps out at me, like the reality in the world that apparently people are living, the
Mhm.
apparent people.
Mhm.
It jumps out. It's just like, and then that scene that comes to the fore.
Mhm.
But you're sharing. It's just.
Yeah.
I see that too. That's why.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
no. There's not even movement in that way, so to speak.
Yeah.
Were you the guy that met with the Adishanti group? Oh, okay. You look like him.
It's Adi something, but not Shanti.
Adida.
In my Adidas.
I don't know, I'm still stuck in that state. I can almost see the contraction. I don't know what you have to say about that exactly.
You are the
Almost
contraction.
feel it or see it, you know.
You are it.
That's the seeing of,
You are the contraction.
yeah. There's something that's, it's weird, it's mind blowing.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, it's so free,
Yeah.
and because of that, it is terrifying.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Can be terrifying.
Yeah.
But only when there's still someone there who hears it on some level. If there's an energy of being here, that on some level, and then there's an openness and it hears it somehow a little bit. Me never hears it, but
Yeah.
somewhere it can
Mhm.
register.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's an openness that can be extremely terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't have to. I was talking to somebody yesterday who said she doesn't get what people when people say they're scared or it's terrifying.
You mean she's gone?
But, I mean, I don't know.
Well, like you were saying, if you really listen to the message, I mean, if something hears it, if something is resonating with it, that.
Well, it seemed like she resonated with it, but it just, there was no fear there. Yeah.
Some people don't.
Yeah.
It's like Andreas Muller says he didn't have fear.
Oh, really?
He didn't have terror. Some people do, some don't.
Yeah. There's a lot of fear here.
You do have.
I did, yeah.
So how did the fear disappear?
It just stopped.
randomly?
Yeah, it just stopped appearing. There was only fear when there was a sense of, oh shit, like, fuck, like Jim really means what he's saying. Like, there's not a word game. It's not, just ideas. Like, literally, like it was registered somehow. It's like, fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Registered somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Or is this like you get used to the, whatever the energy, get used to the fear and then the fear gone?
Well, no, it's the that energy of position. When that leaves, there's no one to fear. It's the one that feared was the energy that's claimed to be a position. That was the fear, and it was the fear of the loss of that, which is the loss of everything. Even Jim had Tony told a story of Jim Newman when Jim was in the crowd listening to Tony, and Jim stood up, and he was like, "Tony, I'm terrified." And I heard that story. Tony tells that. Tony loves that story, apparently.
Okay, the only difference is I didn't stand up.
Yeah. Petra. Yeah, of course. Thank you. Zobbiness.
It's like being a nothing. It's almost sensing like being a nothing.
Like you sense it. 'Cause this is nothing.
Yeah.
I wasn't worthy to be nothing.
Well, Zubi there is having a great time. She
Oh
finds
my
that
God.
hilarious.
When I laugh this way, I get this cramp.
Oh no.
I had to get up from Jim's meeting because he was making me laugh so hard. Oh my God.
I remember, I think it was in the video when you walked by.
Oh my God. It was because, yeah, it is. Your body reacts that way.
Mm-hmm.
The contraction. Oh my God, I'm feeling it.
I think it was those words that did it for you. Fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah, because I really did feel unworthy to be nothing.
That is fun.
That's the ultimate weirdness.
Exactly. The pain does not belong to Zabi anymore, but the happiness does not belong to you either.
Exactly. That seemed to be a difficulty here when it was falling away, when it's a story, but when stuff was seemingly falling away, the stuff that was disliked, like let's say the OCD or the certain what was I trying to get at? I wanted the bad stuff to go, the quote-unquote bad stuff, the stuff that was torturing, that I would claim to be torturing, all the compulsions and everything. But the seeming good stuff went with it, too.
Right.
It's just that whole play of opposites. Just poof.
So do you still have any enjoyment?
Oh yeah, enjoyment happens, yeah. It's just that I wanted to be there for it. There's an energy that wanted to enjoy, wanted to claim it and then hold on to it. And that was just, I would call that subtle suffering. Like something good would happen. I'm like, oh, that was so fun, that was great. But then as a feeling like a person, you want to hold on to it. And then it was obvious that you can't. So if it's a good experience, it just passes. So now there's still enjoyment, of course. But it's not possessed, it's not owned, it's not carried, it's not held. So, it's freedom.
Even though you're not looking for a state of mind, that kind of freedom is it's liberating, it's kind of blissful. Not to maintain a state of blissful, but it's like, because there's a release from states of happiness or sadness.
Yeah.
Whatever this is, that's really, it kind of feels free.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of. But it's tricky because then you want to say blissful and hold on to that state.
Mm-hmm.
That would be.
Yeah.
But I guess the idea of consistency would also be, I don't even want to say trap because there's no traps, essentially.
Yeah.
But if you want something to be more consistent, that's still another thing.
Yeah. So, Bhaskar said, does your vision change in any way? Like when I had too many thoughts, it was as if the reality seemed blurry. So vision is still the same, but yeah, it did seem like there was a veil, or like something was seemingly in the way. That was the dream experience. Now it's just seeing, so it's just, before it felt like a contracted point. I don't know how to describe it. I don't even remember, honestly. But it did seem like something was in the way. The dream was thoughts were in the way, because it felt like this is a continuum going somewhere in time, and thoughts is something else that's covering, or that's in the way, but they're not. Nothing's in the way. There's only what's appearing. Thoughts are not an issue. Thoughts seem to be the issue when there's an energy claiming ownership of the thoughts. And that claiming, saying that it's my thoughts, gives it energy and keeps it going, and they feed on each other. That's a story. Thoughts are just thoughts. They're empty appearances. There's nothing to hold on to. What are you gonna hold
1
on?
minute.
1 minute?
Yeah.
What are you gonna hold on to? How? But nothing needs to be held on to. There's no need. This appearance has no need. This is free. Free to be just what it is.
Because there's no one.
There's no one. There's no story, no solidity. It's not moving, it's not going anywhere. There's nothing required. Nothing's required. It's just free. Like, boundlessly free. Like, it can't be had, it can't be known. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just the words that are coming out, and it just seems to be obvious that this is what's longed for. It just can't be owned. That just seems to be the dilemma, and here there's just the illumination saying that it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be owned. It doesn't need to be had. It doesn't need to be understood. It's already. Thank you. Cool. Thanks, Bookshare. All right, guys. Log off. Jane, I can just log off, right? And it'll save it. And post it.
Yeah.
It's like the sun's coming out, clouds have lifted. It's all